Was there a presenter that you took inspiration from?
Yeah. I mean, there was loads, and I'm sitting next to, I think, one of the most inspirational women in the country. I do think that.
So
but
kind.
I think in broadcasting, I think Marian Finucane has still not been equalled. I totally just do. And I think there's a school of women who probably wouldn't be where they are today without her. And when you think of the era she came through, I don't even know how she did it, because Ireland was a cold house to women to a large extent. And yet in the 60s and the 70s, she was there trailblazing. And I met her lots of times, and she interviewed me a good few times. And you always needed to be on your toes. But she was someone you couldn't but like and respect and admire. And I think she is sort of the benchmark, to be honest.
Yeah.
And Deirdre, for you, like, you didn't have a Marian Finucane to look up to in terms of comedy, or did you? I mean, now we've got Joanne McNally selling a million dates in Vicar Street or whatever, and Aisling Bea just blowing up London, Hollywood now. For you, who were you looking towards, or was there any female?
No, I wasn't. There were no women in stand-up then. I mean, the Nualas came about around the same time as me, and Pom Boyd and Angledy. So there were a couple of us who may have started at the same time, but there wasn't really any stand-up ahead of us that I saw. I didn't certainly see anything live until I went to Kilkenny to the Cat Laughs. That was the first time that I saw live females doing stand-up.
I remember the first time I noticed you, and it was in Paths to Freedom back in the 90s, the scene where you rip open your shirt and you go, "Is there a man among you? Is there a man among you?" And I remember laughing my ass off, sitting eating cornflakes as a student, laughing my ass off, and kind of going, I'd never seen, and this is going to sound terrible, a really funny Irish woman before, because we did have the Maureen Potters and all that you mentioned, but they were lovely, warm.
Well, that's a different genre.
Yes,
it's
kind
a
of,
completely different thing.
Avuncular, which is the totally wrong
equally
word.
brilliant, by the way, but it's just different,
But I remember, like, laugh out loud comedy from a woman, and because there used to be an awful thing, women aren't funny, they're just not funny.
Well,
of course
there there's
and
people who still would trot that out if they were let.
Yeah, and there was a school of thought that nobody likes to listen to women on the radio.
Yeah, there was that too.
Absolute rubbish.
There was that too. Our voices were too shrill, or I don't know.
Well, that's certainly gone.
So many excuses why we women weren't allowed to do loads of things. But anyway.
Okay, but that laugh out loud moment you had watching Deirdre, that's carried on. You went to the show recently.
Oh, I've seen Demented, and if you haven't seen it, you need to go. I would like to point out that Deirdre O'Kane heckled me rather than the other way around.
Listen, she was talking.
I was saying to my
what
friend,
she does best.
briefly, isn't this great? Ciara Kelly. I was like, I didn't even know she knew I was there. I was like a rabbit in the headlights. Yeah, it's an absolutely brilliant split your sides laughing show. It's a great night out, but it's a kind of a tonic. There's nothing like going out and belly laughing, and you will.
Yeah,
I will say this, look, we need to laugh, lads. It's been grim.
You gotta laugh.
It is.
We need to have some crack.
Good medicine.